Hello and welcome to Doga with Kimberly and Mookie. Today we're here an hour later. Sorry about that. We had a little issue here at the house with water pouring down the wall thanks to an upstairs neighbor's dishwasher. So my apologies for the delay. Delighted to be here with you. And as you can see, so is Mookie. So I pulled him off the couch. He immediately came right down here and rolled over. He's ready for Shavasana already. So welcome to, my goodness, this is episode 6 and absolutely delighted to be here. And I could definitely use a dose of lavender oil after my morning. So if you have your tools nearby, again, water, candle, plants, flowers, anything that makes you feel alive. And then of course a yoga block or something for a little additional support is always helpful. Definitely not a must. If you're just hanging out on your couch, that works too. So again, lavender oil, and I'll give Mookie a little sniff. He's always like, okay, that's great. You see his tail wagged. And I like to put it, you can put it on your body, so I like it behind ears and on wrists. Again, just a good gentle reminder to breathe and relax, even when you have water pouring down your walls. So today what we're going to do is just a few kind of gentle stretches to regroup. For a lot of people, this is into summer, feeling like into summer, even though technically we still have another month till fall, but it's also back to school time. So lots of shifts taking place in people's lives. And so whenever there are a lot of transitions or things like that going on, the practice of yoga can be really helpful to ground and get settled. So that's what we're going to work with today. And I hope that this will be a helpful practice for you to not only do at this moment, but hopefully and beyond, whenever you're struggling with water pouring down your wall or just everyday life transitions, traffic, unsettling emails, barking dogs that are hiding in corners because their dad's away, like my little sweet Belle. She won't come out of the corner. Her dad left yesterday, and she may be there for the next few days. So anyway, Mookie, we have the lovely Mookie today, who does come out of the corner and loves to do Doga. All right, Mookie. So what we're going to start with is just a little bit of gentle breathing. So for your breathing, what I want you to do is come to a comfortable seat, again, whatever that is for you. And I'm just going to come to a comfortable cross-legged pose, but you can, of course, also use your block for a little hip elevation, which can be really nice. So that helps for those of you who aren't used to kind of hanging out on the floor. And then bring your hand onto your pup and maybe a hand to your heart center, or you can rest a hand onto your leg. And let's take a few deep breaths together. So inhale, closing the eyes if you'd like, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Hello there. So saying a gentle hello to your pup, checking in, see how they're doing today. And I like to give little scratches, just kind of under the arms or behind the ears. It's a nice way for him to begin to start to feel a little more comfortable and connected, especially since I woke him up from his nap, because he's had a very exhausting morning, as you can imagine, being Mookie. It's not easy. And so I brought him down here. And it takes a little while for him to get going. So we'll see, right, Mook Mook? So I like to just draw him in and, again, see if he'll kind of come alive with a little bit of scratches, a little bit of gentle massage, a little looking in the eyes. And as you can hear, he seems very content. And then for you, bringing hands onto your knees. And then you can have your pup in front of you or to your side, or if you have a really big dog or a few dogs around you. Hands on knees, and begin to move the torso into a circle. So this is one of the poses we worked with last time, and this one's just so good to work with the side bends. As you can feel, there's a side bend, there's a forward bend, another side bend, and then a back bend. So back bend is when the torso comes forward, side. This is a forward bend as you kind of hunch forward, and then a side bend. And also as you're moving, you're getting a little bit of twisting in too. And in case the pup gets bored, you can get little ear scratches to try to keep them connected. And then we'll move that circle in the other direction. Hello, Mook Mook. He's like, Mama, what are you doing on my yoga mat? He loves this mat. It's like his favorite place when he's not on the couch. And just noticing too, you may feel or hear some creaking and some popping. Very, very normal, especially if there hasn't been much movement yet today. So it's nice to kind of get that body moving rather than sitting at the computer clickety-clacketing away. Not sure if that's really a word. And then coming upright. So inhale, reach your arms up along the ears. Exhale, and let's take a side bend over to the right. And so for here, again, as you're doing a side bend, you can drop down onto your elbow, and that allows you to get a little bit closer, giving a little scratch. So just a reminder, the practice of Doga, it's not so much about getting the dogs to do poses on command, because I guarantee mine would not. It's more about giving yourself the opportunity to do some yoga and have your dog involved and connected with you along the way. And it allows you to deepen your connection to your dog beyond your walks and your feedings. Right, Mook Mook? He's like, yes. And then releasing. Oh, he's like, I'm out of here. I'll bring him back. And releasing over to the other side. Extend. So again, you can drop to forearm, or if that's too much, just stay upright. No problem. So extending over. Breathing here. And back up. And if your pup too has run away, come here, Mookie. It's your favorite thing. It's Doga time. He's like, you mean more than napping? And then we're going to turn and face the dog. Hi, Belle Star. And Belle Star's coming out of the corner for a little cameo appearance. Hello, sweet girl. Hi. So for this, you may have two dogs. That's amazing. Thank you, Belle Star. She never comes out of her little hidey hole. And coming to a comfortable seat. So what I'm going to do is bring soles of the feet together. And this is Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, turned and facing your pup. And again, here you can do what we just did earlier in the cross-legged seated pose. Hi, sweet Belle. This is our Belle Star. We've had her just a few weeks now, 5 weeks, and she's just such a sweet girl. She's a 7-year-old former puppy mill mama who is now living a much better life. And so here you can do what we just did with the circles, again, if you like that. Or what you can do is come forward. And again, if you've got two pups wanting your attention, you can give hello. You can give scratches to both. So with this, what this is, you can probably tell, nice, big, juicy hip opener. Hi, Belle Star. And again, just little scratches just to say hello. And you can hang here, believe it or not, for up to 5 minutes. And what another variation is to bring those feet forward some if your pup will allow. So I'll just scoop my bum back because that way they don't have to do anything different. And then here you round your spine and then drop down. So this is a little bit of a different pose, which may feel more comfortable than the straight spine. And so you can round and then rest here, dropping chin to chest. And again, here you're going to be closer to your pup, so you can give little scratches. Hello, Belle. I'm so amazed that she came out for this. This is great. My hope is that she'll be able to join for Doga more in the future, but she's still kind of warming up and getting used to living life outside of the puppy mill, even though she was with these beautiful fosters for 10 months in Oklahoma before we got her. It's a big adjustment, especially Oklahoma to DC living. Right, Belle Star? So again, little scratches around the bum. I like to do it right above the tail. And again, you can just rest here, breathing, having this connection time to the pups. See if she wants a little lavender oil. You want some lavender oil? Yeah, so the lavender oil is so nice. And again, it's not something you necessarily put on their body, but allowing them to sniff and smell is really nice. So then I'm going to roll back up. And then to keep the connection with them, I'm going to keep facing them. I'm going to extend my legs out. Actually, I'm just going to extend one. So my right leg, extending that one out. And then I'm going to turn towards you, facing. So it's a little bit of a twist. And then I'm going to bring the right arm down and then bring this left arm up and over. And then what I can do too, again, staying connected here. But what I'm getting is a side stretch and then a big opening along the left side of the body. Again, breathing here. Noticing this nice extension. Some of you may simply come right here, and lifting your arm may not feel comfortable. I think Mookie's done. We'll see if Belle Star is our Doga star today. By the way, Belle Star, if you're like, what kind of name is that? She's named after an Oklahoma outlaw who was apparently a horse wrangler in like the late 1800s. So whenever we found out that that was who she was named after, we're like, we're so keeping that name. Right, Belle Star? And then releasing that left arm behind you, press into your hips and lift those hips and bring that right arm back. And if you'd like, you can even bring that right arm into a circle. Right, Belle? And release down. So now we'll do the other side. Just going back to her hidey hole. All right, Mookie, so you're up. Belle Star's done with us. I know, it's exhausting. It's just exhausting doing yoga. She's like, if he's coming back, I'm coming back. All right, so the whole family's here once again. So now we're going to do the other side. So you're going to extend that left leg out. And then you're going to turn towards the right side. And then drop down and in. So maybe it's a hand, maybe it's a forearm. And then you're going to turn away. So this gives you a back view. And then reach that right arm up and over. So you see Mookie is just kind of settled in. See his little head? He's just dropped down. Belle's very curious about the mic, so you may hear some snorting. And then this right arm all the way around. Again, if that feels too much, just come to your hand and reach over. So again, nice stretch throughout the right side of the body. Drop that right arm, lift those hips unless there's a pug on it. So you're going to lift those hips and you can roll that left arm into a circle. And in the opposite direction. And then back to the center. So I'm going to take a gentle twist here and here, just kind of wringing out that lower back. Then, since Mookie's so comfortable, I'm just going to extend my right leg. So I've got both of the pups here, just kind of chilling. And this, as I mentioned earlier, when we have kind of those crazy things in life that happen many times a day for most of us, such as water pouring down walls, just unexpected things, missed connections, whatever it is. One other thing that can be quite calming and cooling for the nervous system is forward bending. So you can do this in a standing version, or we're going to do it here in a seated version today. So both my legs are extended, and since kind of Mookie's here, I'm going to have to open out a little bit more into a V. And anyone who's pregnant too, you want to open those feet wider also. So I've got a little baby right here that I'm going to relax over and then reaching down and forward. So you may come reaching for your thighs, maybe your shins, maybe your ankles. And again here you can connect with your pup. Just saying a gentle hello. And notice, what are you feeling in the backs of your legs? What about through the spine? And can you keep that spine nice and straight? Because sometimes we have a tendency to do this. And that's one of the things I mentioned in the last pose. It's an option. For this one, typically we work with more of a straight spine. So that's where sitting on the edge of a block or a blanket may help so that you can get that pelvic tilt and fall forward. All right, so releasing forward. So again, forward folds, calming, cooling for the nervous system. And just noticing the effect here. And if you would like, you can even bring hands to the feet, the outsides of the feet, or middle and index fingers around the big toes. And then you inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. So you've got a little bit of pull. And if that's too much for you, you can use a tie, a men's tie or a bathrobe tie. Put it around the balls of the feet and then help that to pull forward. Again, breathing here. You can hang out here for a few minutes. You see too, if you feel any discomfort in your back, maybe you want to back up a little bit, or you can also bend your knees as you fold forward. All right, and then we're going to roll back up. So I so hate to just interrupt Mr. Mookie. And then from here, what we're going to do is come back to a little bit of yogic breathing. So since they're so calm and relaxed, Mookie, I think, is back to napping. What we're going to do is take a few deep breaths together. So what I want to do is go over that 3-part yogic breath that we've talked a little bit about, because this can be quite helpful. I did a lot of this morning, and it can be quite helpful whenever you have situations that arise that feel a bit out of control or a bit challenging, or the dog's riled up, or you have to rush the dog to the vet for anything. And just be nice to know that you have this tool at your ready that you can always access. As long as we're alive, we've got our breath, right? So with the breath, inhale through the nose, feel the belly, ribs, and chest. So 3 parts, and then exhale, release chest, ribs, and belly, right? So again, inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. You can close your eyes if you'd like. We're going to take 5 of these, so 2 more. Inhale and exhale. And last one, inhale and exhale. And let your eyes flutter open. So one of the things I want to encourage as you move about the rest of your day is this morning, before the water started pouring down the walls, I wrote a blog post on pure joy, and I was speaking about going to the farm sanctuary, farmsanctuary.org. There's this great farm sanctuary in California and New York, and a new one coming in New Jersey with the Stewarts, John and Tracy Stewart. And I was talking about this weekend being with cows and pigs, and how to me that brings about a sense of pure joy. And you can even just see it in the photos. I'm like, I came around to this 2,000-pound cow and I started scratching along the jawline because I was told that's what he liked. And then he did like it. And then he starts to roll over onto his side as if he was going to topple over. Like a dog, wanting a belly rub. And so it was just this funny moment where I realized when that photo was captured, I was like, that is pure joy. That is me in my element. And so, for some of you, it may be when you're out with your husky. It may be whenever you are walking your dog, doing a little Doga with your dog, maybe when you're gardening. One of the things I just want to encourage you to think about is, what is it that brings you pure joy, and how can you get more of that? Sometimes as adults, it can be hard to remember what is pure joy. I don't even know what it is. I'm too busy trying to pay mortgage, or get the dogs on a walk, or get them fed, or get them to the vet. So if you can think back even to childhood, what was it that brought about a sense of just complete unadulterated joy? And my request for you is that you do a little bit of that at some point over this next week. So as always, I want to say a big thank you for being here with me and Mookie and Belle. I am just truly blown away that she came out for this. Again, I do hope to use her more for this in the future, but she is such a shy girl, so I'm over the moon. And I hope you have a delightful week ahead. A reminder, you can find me at kimberlywilson.com/doga. And then also, of course, I'm going to be here every Tuesday, 10 a.m., unless there's water pouring down my wall, and then it may be 11 a.m. So thank you so much for being here with us today. And if you have any questions or comments or anything that you're curious about on how to really kind of work in this state of relaxation and connection, working to build trust with your animals through Doga, So let me know. You can put a note in the comments section. I'll be sure to read it and maybe incorporate it in a future video. So as always, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a phenomenal week ahead. Thank you to Woof Driver, and namaste. I'll be right back, Mook Mook.